Welcome, Tech Unplugged. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of AI agents, specifically based on an agents workshop I attended. Think of this as your personalized debrief, cutting through, the technical jargon to give you the essential insights.
Exactly. Yeah, think of this as your shortcut to getting informed on this really rapidly evolving field. The sources for our deep dive today include excerpts from an AI agent deep dive, a study guide, AI agents, capabilities, systems, and applications, a transcript from Building Autonomous AI Agents, a live demonstration, and also a general briefing document reviewing that AI agent session. Our mission is to go beyond just definitions.
Yeah.
We want to unpack how these concepts are being actively explored, and importantly, what the practical implications are for you.
Okay, let's unpack this then. So, many people might already be familiar with language models, like think ChatGPT. What's the key leap, really, that AI agents make beyond something like that?
Right, that's a great starting point. What's fascinating here is the fundamental distinction. A standard language model, it excels at generating text based on the prompts it receives. You ask ChatGPT to write an email, and yeah, it can certainly draft one for you.
Right, it's a text in, text out kind of thing. Pretty straightforward.
Precisely. Now, an AI agent, it takes that a significant step further. It gains the ability to execute actions and actually interact with its environment. This might involve using various tools, making decisions autonomously based on the situation, and ultimately, achieving a specific goal. The crucial element is this power of execution moving beyond simply generating text.
Okay, so if ChatGPT can write the email, an AI agent could, theoretically,
Hmm.
maybe be given access to your email account to actually hit send on it. Is that the idea?
That's a very clear analogy, yeah. The ability to handle an entire decision-making and execution process, from understanding the objective to taking the necessary steps to achieve it. That's what truly sets AI agents apart. Think of an AI agent more like a digital assistant with its own goals. Unlike a language model that just responds to your immediate request, an agent can be given a task like, I don't know, plan my vacation, and it will then take the necessary steps like researching flights, maybe hotels, without you having to prompt it at every single stage.
Interesting. Now, the workshop you attended, it really focused on something called multi-agent systems. What exactly are these, and why should we be paying attention?
Yeah, that was a big focus. If we connect this to the bigger picture, a multi-agent system essentially represents a team of multiple AI agents collaborating on a more complex task.
Ah, okay. So not just one superpowered AI, but a coordinated group working together.
Exactly. Think of it like a human manager delegating tasks to a team of specialists. Each agent within the system has a specific role to play, contributing its unique capabilities to the overall objective.
The briefing document mentioned an interesting example workflow for this. Can you walk us through that one?
Certainly. Yeah, the example discussed was the creation of a technical blog post, and it involved a team of 4 specialized sub-agents. First, there was a breakdown agent. Its role was to analyze the initial request from the user and, well, break down that complex request into a series of smaller, more manageable steps.
Okay, like a project manager planning things out?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
And this seemingly simple step is actually critical. A poorly designed breakdown can lead to sub-agents working at cross purposes, or maybe missing crucial aspects of the initial request. The art here is in creating granular yet, interconnected tasks.
Makes sense. You've got to figure out what needs doing first before you jump in.
Exactly. Next in the workflow was a computer use agent. This agent had the capability to interact directly with the computer. The demonstration is showcased this through browser control, allowing the agent to navigate websites and gather information.
So actually using software, not just reading about it or writing about it.
Precisely. And then to keep track of those actions, there was a screenshot GIF agent. This agent was responsible for visually recording the actions taken by the computer use agent, capturing screenshots and maybe even short video clips.
Oh, that's useful. Helpful for a review or maybe even illustrating the blog post itself, right?
Absolutely. Finally, the technical guide writer agent would take all the information gathered by the preceding agents, the research, the observed actions, the visuals, and synthesize it all into the final technical blog post.
Okay, so a well-oiled AI-powered content creation machine potentially. Now, the workshop also touched on agentic versus autonomous workflows. That sounds important. What's the difference there?
Right. It is important. Thinking about that structured workflow we just discussed, where
Right.
each agent had a very predefined role and sequence. That's actually good lead-in to understanding agentic workflows. An agentic workflow is characterized by a predetermined sequence. The order of operations for the AI agents is fixed. In this model, humans explicitly define the steps and the order in which the agents will execute their tasks.
So it's a very structured process, almost like following a recipe that the AI follows step by step.
Exactly like a recipe.
Mm.
Or think of it like an assembly line. Agent 1 performs its specific function, then the output is passed to Agent 2 for its predefined task, and so on. The entire process is dictated by explicit, human-given instructions.
Right, very linear. Predictable, I suppose. What about autonomous workflows then? How do they differ?
So, in contrast, an autonomous workflow grants the AI agents a much greater degree of, well, self-direction, autonomy. In this type of system, the AI itself, based on the overall task and the known capabilities of each agent in the team, decides the order and flow of operations. There isn't direct human input at every single step dictating what happens next.
Ah, okay. So instead of that strict recipe, you're basically giving the AI team a goal and letting them figure out the best way to collaborate and achieve it.
That's a perfect way to put it, yeah. The system exhibits a level of intelligent orchestration, adapting its workflow dynamically based on the evolving needs of the task itself.
Hmm. That sounds powerful, but also like it could get complicated quickly. How do you manage a team of autonomous AI agents if they're figuring things out themselves?
That's a great question, and it brings us to the concept of a boss agent, or sometimes called an orchestrator agent.
Yeah.
This becomes vital in autonomous systems. Its primary role is to act like a manager within that multi-agent system.
So it's not doing the specific tasks themselves, but it's overseeing everything.
Precisely. The boss agent is responsible for assigning tasks to the other, more specialized agents, and coordinating their activities. It ensures they're all working towards the overall objective. It needs to have an understanding of the capabilities of each agent and directs the workflow accordingly.
So it's the strategic mind, the delegator, guiding the specialists. Does the boss agent need to be an expert in everything the other agents do?
Not necessarily, no. Its core strength lies in its ability to manage and delegate effectively. It needs to understand what each agent can do and how their contributions fit into the larger goal, rather than possessing deep specific skills itself.
Okay, that clarifies the management side. Now, to actually get things done, you mentioned these agents need tools, right? What kind of tools were discussed in the workshop?
Yes, absolutely. To extend their capabilities beyond just, their core language processing, AI agents can utilize various tools. One example highlighted was a perplexity research tool. This was used by that initial breakdown agent we talked about. It used it to gather crucial context about the user's task or maybe the product in question before attempting to break it down.
Ah, that makes sense. An AI agent can't inherently know about every new product or specific situation out there. It needs to learn somehow.
Exactly. The Perplexity API, with its web search capabilities, fills that knowledge gap, allowing the agent to access and process up-to-date information from the web. Another key tool mentioned was a browser use agent. As the name suggests, this agent has the ability to actually control a web browser, enabling it to interact with online applications.
Wow, okay, so it could navigate websites, click buttons, fill out forms all autonomously. Is that the idea?
That the potential, yes. However, a key challenge that came up was the limitation of using, say, a fresh logged-out browser instance. Often, to truly interact with a platform or access specific data, the agent needs to be logged in, right?
Right, yeah, logins are everywhere.
So the speaker at the workshop demonstrated a workaround. They opted to have the browser use agent control their own currently logged in browser session.
Whoa, okay. That's quite a workaround. Clever, but it also highlights the current difficulties, I guess.
It does. It's a practical solution for a demo, but raises questions for broader use, of course. It showed some clever improvisation, though.
Interesting. Were there other tool examples mentioned?
Yes, there was also mention of an agent specifically for capturing screenshots and recordings. This tool provides that visual record of what the browser agent is doing, which can be invaluable for review, for debugging the agent's behavior if something goes wrong, or even for generating visual documentation as part of a larger task.
Okay, so the workshop demonstration sounds like it offered some really practical, real-world insights beyond just the theory. What were some of the key practical takeaways you noted?
Yes, several practical insights definitely emerged. That approach to the browser login challenge, using an already authenticated browser, was a significant one. It really highlighted the need for, well, creative solutions to current technological limitations. Also, the speaker really emphasized a top-down approach when it comes to building these AI agent systems.
Top-down. What does that mean in this context?
It means the recommendation was to first thoroughly understand the workflow of the task you want to automate. Map it out. Only after clearly defining the individual steps and the flow of information should you then define the specific roles and interactions of the AI agents that will be involved.
So understand the what and how of the task before you start designing the AI, who that's going to do it. Makes sense.
Precisely. This ensures that the agent system is actually designed to effectively address the real needs of the task, not just technology for technology's sake. We also heard about several potential real-world applications for these autonomous multi-agent systems.
Like, what kind of things could these systems be used for?
Well, the examples included automating content creation, from research all the way to publication, enabling AI agents to interact with software products to generate documentation automatically, streamlining complex task automation in professional settings by delegating subtasks to different agents, creating highly personalized AI assistants, and enhancing research and analysis through automated information gathering and synthesis.
That's a pretty broad range of potential applications. But it can't all be smooth sailing, surely. What are some of the current limitations and challenges in this field?
Oh, definitely not smooth sailing yet. It's crucial to have a realistic perspective here. The field currently faces several significant limitations. Reliability and error handling are major concerns. Agents can sometimes get stuck in unproductive loops, or they might make incorrect decisions that derail the entire task.
So they're not always perfectly logical or error-proof. They can mess up.
Not yet, no. There's also a strong dependence on the initial task breakdown. If the initial instructions given to the system, or the design of the individual agents themselves, are flawed, well, the entire multi-agent system is likely to underperform.
Right. Garbage in, garbage out, even for sophisticated AI teams.
Exactly. And data security and privacy are also massive considerations, especially when you talk about granting agents access to personal accounts or sensitive information to execute tasks like sending emails or booking things.
Yeah, that browser workaround highlights that security aspect perfectly.
It does. Then there's the complexity of development. It shouldn't be underestimated. Building robust and reliable multi-agent systems requires careful planning, coding, and really rigorous testing.
It sounds like managing a team of AI agents could be just as complex, maybe even more so in some ways, than managing a human team.
In some ways, yes. And that hallucination problem we hear about with single LLMs, it isn't exclusive to them. If a boss agent makes incorrect assumptions or gives flawed instructions, the entire team of subagents can be led down the completely wrong path, misguided from the top.
Yeah.
And finally, it's just important to remember that this is still a nascent stage of technology. It's early days. The tools and techniques are constantly evolving, and current implementations may have inherent limitations, like those browser control issues in the demonstration clearly illustrated.
Yeah, it really feels like we're seeing the potential, but also the growing pains right now. So, given these challenges, especially with full autonomy, it was mentioned that many enterprises currently lean towards those agentic workflows instead. Why is that the preferred approach for now?
Yeah, that's a key point for current adoption. The primary reasons really revolve around control and predictability. Agentic workflows offer enterprises more direct control over the AI system's actions because, as we said, the sequence of operations is predefined and dictated by humans.
So less chance of unexpected behavior, less risk of the AI going off script, so to speak?
Precisely. That structure inherently reduces the risk of agents going haywire or getting stuck in those unproductive loops we discussed. In critical business processes, that predictability is often absolutely paramount to avoid errors and wasted resources.
And I guess it allows for more human oversight at key points in the process as well.
Exactly. By predefining the steps, organizations can build in specific opportunities for human review and intervention at particular stages of the workflow. That provides an added layer of quality control and, importantly, risk mitigation.
Okay, so it's a more cautious, controlled approach for businesses right now while the autonomous side matures.
For many enterprises, yes, especially in sensitive areas. That controlled approach offered by agentic workflows provides a necessary level of confidence and reduces the potential risks associated with the current limitations of fully autonomous systems.
This whole deep dive into the agent workshop has really shed light on what feels like a powerful and incredibly rapidly developing area. It sounds like while fully autonomous AI agent systems have just incredible potential, there are still significant hurdles, real challenges being actively addressed by researchers and developers.
That's absolutely a key takeaway. The distinction between agentic and autonomous workflows, understanding the crucial role of a boss agent in coordination, and strategically leveraging tools, These are all critical concepts to grasp as this technology continues to mature.
And the practical demonstrations, I thought it was interesting. While showcasing some impressive abilities, they also gave us a really honest glimpse into the current realities, particularly around things like browser control and the robustness, or maybe lack thereof, of autonomous decision-making right now.
Absolutely. And the speaker's emphasis on first understanding the task workflow, mapping it out before even thinking about designing the agents. That's such a valuable principle for anyone looking to explore or implement these systems effectively. Don't just jump to the tech.
Right. So, wrapping up, what does this all mean for you, the learner, listening in? Hopefully, you now have a solid foundation in understanding AI agents, how they differ from the basic language models you might already use, and the complexities involved in building these multi-agent systems. You've seen the exciting potential for automation and problem solving, but also, importantly, the current realities and the challenges that researchers and developers are actively working through.
Yeah, this is definitely a space to keep a close eye on. The rapid pace of development strongly suggests that many of the current limitations will be overcome, paving the way for even more sophisticated and truly autonomous AI agents in the probably not too distant future.
So, what stands out to you most from this deep dive? What questions are still turning over in your mind? We definitely encourage you to continue exploring this fascinating intersection of AI and automation. And if you're interested in getting more hands-on, you might explore development frameworks like LangChain or the OpenAI Agents SDK, which provide tools for actually building these kinds of AI agent systems.
And maybe consider the underlying design principles. What makes some multi-agent systems more effective and reliable than others? There's a lot to dig into there.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Agents Workshop. Stay curious, keep learning, and stay tuned.